How to take care of clients who want to pick your brain. Have you been asked that question? I mean, seriously, the moment that crosses somebody's lips, it makes me cringe all over. I'm like, what what does that even mean? Pick my brain. It's like a total stranger will come up and they don't even introduce themselves, or they may introduce themselves, but it's like I don't feel like I qualify to pick anybody's brain. How about a conversation? How about ask a question, but pick your brain? Don't say that. It's terrible. I've been working online since 2010, and I had a lot of skills to learn from talking to people and, from building the blog that I choose to use as my main business tool. I literally didn't know how to copy and paste on a computer. I had to Google my way through knowledge until I found somebody who could teach me more about the business side. I remember very well cringing when I had to pay somebody $50 to $100 for a 1 or 2, 3 hour class. But I wanted the information, so I was willing to do that. And I knew that what they knew was something that was going to help me. So every $50, I just kept looking at it like, okay, this is going to take me to the next step. And those steps were slow. There was a lot of them, and I had a lot to learn. So I spent a lot of $50. So over time, it got easier to pay that bill. One, because I started making a little bit of money, and I started looking for people to pay that knew the things that I wanted to learn and to get me to that next level of where I wanted to go. I wasn't even to the point of thinking big. I just wanted to know how to make my blog so it wasn't so ugly, because it was so ugly. So, fast forward to 2019, I have spent as much as $20,000 for a business coach for the year. Yes, go ahead and roll your eyes. That's a lot of money, believe me. It still doesn't feel any easier sometimes dropping that out, but I also knew that I was going to get into a circle of people where the benefits was going to cut that portion in of my time of learning. It just totally shortened it completely. So the last 3 years, I've spent a good 250,000 in my education for my network marketing business. Now, I got into network marketing to make money, and I would have laughed at you had you told me when I got started that I would spend that kind of money. But I also didn't see myself as a person who would have $1 million a month in sales either. So what you learn shows up into your checking account. It shows up into your results. And if you're not getting results, you know, it could be worth the price of paying for some coaching to move forward. The value of knowledge is that I've gained over time was paid for, but it now belongs to me forever, and nobody can take that from me. That's a skill that I can take to any business that I want to do. And in return, I feel like that it is a good human method is to learn it. I paid and I invested, and then I'm going to teach it like I'm doing to you right now on this podcast. And I call that LIT. That is something that my coach Ray Higdon has said many times, is he uses the phrase LIT. You learn, invest, and you teach. So now I want to give back to others what I know, and to watch others move through their business a little bit quicker than I did. Because, when you don't have enough cash to get the education, it makes it hard, not impossible, to move forward quicker than, you see people flying through the ranks, but they also have the money to pay for that good coach to give them the tips that they need. And I remember well what that felt like. So as I grew my business and my community who followed me, I was so grateful that that thought I was interesting enough to follow. And I'd love to take you on that journey so that you can do the same thing. But what I hope to end is the words, I'd love to pick your brain. Can I take you to lunch? And the answer is no. So I provide value on my blog and in a weekly newsletter so that I can help people. They can't pick my brain. I know what it feels like to be in a stuck zone. But when you request to have a brain picking rampage in at any event, I want to be as far away from you as possible. So I give you lots of value here on my blog, which is angelabrook.com. And, I didn't want to miss out on the growing as fast as I could. And I also didn't want to miss the subtle compliment that goes with being asked for advice when somebody felt like I had value enough to even ask my opinion. I just want them to know there's a better way to ask, because that one's really yuck. So take some responsibility in your business. As hard as it is to hear my coach and fellow top earner masterminders make me aware of my faults and things that I need to do. And, I talk to them about being asked this question because we train people how to treat us in our business. And that was kind of like a ouch for me. It's like, so I'm like almost encouraging people. I'm like, okay, I'll do better. So if somebody's going to ask to pick your brain, we let them by choice. And why would they pay for the information if they can get it out of you for free? So of course, they're going to choose the free brain picking over paying for a course or getting on a newsletter or taking their time to learn something that you provide. So you can't blame people actually for taking the free route when the opportunity allows it to be otherwise. So sometimes people ask because you haven't shown them anything else to purchase. Hello, this was like an aha, oh my goodness to me. And I thought, I've got all these courses, I've got this information, but I'm not putting it out there to the world. They don't even know I've got it. So therefore, they're wanting to pick my brain. So decide what you want to give away for free for your blog, your YouTube channel, your Instagram, Facebook, all those places you offer free content. You decide what you give for free. Don't assume because somebody asked you to pick your brain that they won't buy your course, because they'll pick up an ebook. They will get on your newsletter. They will take your guidance if you give it to them. So I had to kick my own self in my butt and go, get your courses out there so people know that they're in existence. So something you can say is, thank you for asking me about my business ideas. I do consulting and would like for you to know how that works, so that you're directing somebody away from the brain picking and into an opportunity to get them the information that they need. At the same time, taking care of yourself so that you don't feel like you're being pulled in a bunch of different directions. So I have opportunities for people to schedule over on angelabrook.com to get on my calendar so that we can have a phone conversation. If, some people learn better by physically talking to somebody for an hour, 30 minutes, whatever. So I have that available now. And that puts the decision back on them, whether they feel like they want to pay for the information or if they really want to spend that kind of time with somebody. And it doesn't hurt either party's feelings at that point. So what I'm asking you to do is just get clear, get confident, and start being honored by those freebie requests, because there's something in you that they see that is valuable. And maybe they didn't know they could pay for your time, or maybe they didn't know you had these other options to get your information. People don't know unless they ask and if you tell them. So what I am going to tell you about is the Freedom Foundation, which is my digital blueprint, how I built my business. And, here this month, I'm putting in 5 brand new bonuses that are $500 value, just to give it that cutting edge on Facebook and social media. This is what I use. This is what I did to grow my business to 6 figures. And I would like to give that opportunity to you, that you can choose to go to Freedom Foundation web.com, so that you can pick up my strategy, my blueprint, and you can apply that to your business and build a solid foundation to build on. Our business is just like our home. You can't build a house without a foundation for everything to stand on top of. So that's what the Freedom Foundation does. And you can have that. It's super cheap compared to all the money that I've spent. I've dropped that into a package that you can afford and that will give you good content for you to get started. So I want to thank you for today. This is Angela Brook for Blogging for Profits, and you are welcome to pick up the Freedom Foundation web, W-E-B.com.